Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Summerset MTR, and welcome to Woodbridge Station. This is where we're at right now. Now I've just come off the back of recording this episode, so if my voice does sound like it's starting to die a little bit, then I apologise. And also the game here is dark because I've got the real-time mod installed and working, and it is currently nearly 9:15 in the evening recording this. So it is dark. You can see the moon just coming up there, and also it's a little bit laggy here. I think it's like 14 FPS. That is purely because of something over there that I'm not going to show off right now, because I show it off in a little bit in the video anyway. But yeah, this is Woodbridge Station. This is what it looks like. I actually posted this on the Discord a couple of days ago asking people to guess the station. I think the view I had for that, well, hey, the lag is real. Was sort of like this. But this is what it looks like now. We're at a stage where it's sort of half complete. There's still a lot to go in terms of construction, but the main bulk of it is this area here. And you're probably wondering how this side of it here came to be. Well, that's what the rest of this video is, and I'm going to jump back in time now to myself, who's going to show you first of all a tour of the station and a few other little bits and pieces that have happened here on the save, and then we're going to get going into actually building this part of the station as well. Okay then, assuming I've recorded my intro correctly, here we are, ready to get going. I'm standing here on what is currently platforms 1 and 2 of Woodbridge Station. I will give you a quick tour in a minute, but before we do, there's a couple of other things I do want to show you. Now, obviously, I don't know right now what the station's going to look like at the end of the video or what it looks like at the start of the video. It's all really confusing with the whole time jump loop thingy. It's giving me a headache just trying to think about it, to be honest, but hopefully it looks good once the video is complete. But yeah, as the train in the background there comes down towards the platforms here, first of all, you may have noticed the slope now goes the other way. The train turns left instead of right. We'll talk about why that is in just a second. I'm also trying not to show off too much of the station here right now, because I do want to do a grand tour of the complete station at the end. But yeah, this train here is going to come in on this platform. Here it comes. First of all, DLR trains. I love them. They are so cool. So cool. And you may also notice that the track is improved as well. I think it's a resource pack that does this, and I can't remember which one, but yeah, the tracks look a lot nicer now. And if I go to the brush here, you can see not only, this is really cool, not only can you see the nodes now, but if I hover over one like I'm doing here, it actually tells you how long the track section is as well, which is really useful. So from that, I can tell you that the DLR trains, the 2-car ones, which are technically listed as 4-car on here, but they're 2-car according to TfL's terminology, they require a 40 block long platform, or 40 meter long platform, which is really useful when you're designing stations, because now you know how long to make your platforms. Right, as this 4-car train here comes in, or 2-car, it says 4-car, it says 4-car there as well. Me personally, these are 2-car trains. I know there's the join there, the articulation, but for me it's cab to cab is a car on the DLR. But yeah, the new trains are going to make that a little bit confusing, but what can you do? So yes, we've got 2 cars and we've got 4 cars. The reason is, over here, this is nowhere near finished yet, by the way. There's going to be a lot more added to this, but this is Woodbridge Depot. We've actually got a train here waiting to leave. It's waiting for the 2-car there to get out of the way, and then this one here should start moving forward any second now. There it goes. So yeah, these first 3 platforms here, or tracks I should say, 1, 2 and 3, these are for 2-car trains. They will eventually be lengthened to take 4-car trains. I realise sorry, I hesitated then, because I just realised the naming convention that I just used, I've just completely ignored. This is a 1-car train. These will eventually be lengthened to take 2-car trains, but right now they're just for 1-car trains. And these operate on the Woodbridge to Summerset Place shuttle. And you'll see there are 15 tracks here in total, so the other 12 are all 2-car trains, including through this gap here. This will eventually be, proper building, shutter doors on the front, that kind of thing. Right now, though, I kind of like it like this. It looks kind of cool. But yeah, all the lines converge up here. The original depot, you may remember, the site of it actually still exists. It's just over there. That will get reused for something. That may even become more storage tracks, and this may all become one huge depot. And you can kind of imagine that it's diagonal tracks rather than these ones here. But yeah, right now, this is what it looks like. That line there we'll come back to in a second. This here is the entry and exit. Now, the main exit is that away. I did try and build an exit track here, which is signalled, as you can see, because it has direct access to the platforms. Unfortunately, trains weren't actually using it. So something here isn't working correctly, but I don't know what. But what that resulted in was, you know, all trains using this. So if I follow this track here, it carries on straight as usual. There will be signals added in the future. You can see there's one at the end here. And if we climb up here, we join the bridge here that curves round and connects up to the main line that comes from that direction. And again, the one below we'll come back to in a second. Now here, it used to go over and then immediately curve down and round and join up, which I could have still done. The reason I changed it was because of this switch below me here, where the tracks can go in either direction. And I wanted it to be that trains leaving the depot could go to either platform 1 or platform 2. Technically, they can also go to 3 or 4 if they do come out the right way over there, which I think potentially they will do. The problem was they were actually going this way up to Summerset Place into the turnback siding and then coming back, which it's not the end of the world that they were doing that, but it's not ideal. Anyway, here we have the Grand Spiral, the Woodbridge Spiral, which looks epic. I must admit, even on the map, you can see in the top right corner there, it's an impressive looking structure. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of, and you don't really see it unless you look level with it, is there's no way to create a gradual slope between multiple nodes. So you'll see here it actually starts to slope down from that node, and then it stops sloping again. It levels out here, and then it starts sloping again, and then it stops. On the curves, it's not too bad, but it's quite noticeable on the straights. So you'll see, where is it? Here. It actually flattens out, and then here it starts to go down again, and then it flattens out at the bottom here where the junction is. Which, like I said, it's not the end of the world, but it can be a little bit of a... Ooh, just got clattered by a train there. Can be a bit of an irritation for me personally. That is a 2-car. Yeah, that is a 2-car. I thought it was a 1-car for a second. So the final bit is over here. So you can see we've got the 2 tracks here now that curve off. This is for terminating services, or services using this branch, of course. And then we have this track here. Now, this is actually what is now considered the main return to the depot. Now, there's the depot next to us there. Obviously, this may get moved along a little bit in the future, especially if we add extra storage tracks over there. But you can see how it works. It gets to here, there's the signal, and then you can either go straight on and back out onto the main running lines, or you can go left and into the actual storage tracks. And that's Woodbridge Depot. Now, Woodbridge Station is over here, and as you can see, it looks quite nice, I must admit. There was some constructive criticism, shall we say, about King's Bridge, that it was very all the same color, which is kind of the point of the design, to be honest. The bridge itself may get built in a similar color to that as well, or it will get built in a style, and then that style will be copied over to the color of King's Bridge. So it might not remain that bluey purple color, it might become something else. But over here we've gone for a mangrove theme. Now, the platforms and these glass roofs here, and also the glass roofs over there, they are the station color, which if I go on here, you'll see is this like sludgish green color. And I think it actually suits it quite nicely. I think it works quite well. Everything else is mangrove. So we've got mangrove stripped mangrove logs here. Down there, we've got mangrove wood. And then here we've got mangrove slabs, and we've also got mangrove planks for the flooring. If I come down this side here, you'll see how the flooring looks. And I think inside, the ceiling's a bit low on this side. This is the sort of tertiary entrance to the station, just because it, crosses a body of water. It's a bit like Blackfriars. It's going to have entrances both sides. For the most part, though, I like this design. We will put some lighting in here as well. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to remain this dark forever, but I do like this design. If I come up here to platforms 3 and 4, I really like this design of PID sort of stand. The one thing I would change is I might actually make this more of an arch shape and have it so that you can walk through it. But I don't really, apart from using trapdoors, I don't really know how to go about that right now. But yeah, I like the lamps. I like the sign placement. I really like these here. We've got one each side here, and we will have one each side down here as well, so that people can see more information, basically, because the ones up top are useful, but the ones at the bottom there, you saw it had the train length, and it also had, in this case, where it was terminating, and also the platform number, which I think is quite useful. Okay, we're almost ready to get started. I'm coming up with ideas as I'm talking. Yeah, these little walkways here, by the way, got the lifts at the end. I wanted to put the escalators side by side. I also had the idea of topping and tailing the escalators. So maybe starting this one further this way and putting it more in, well, literally in the center, and then having the other one face the other way. But I kind of like this idea of having them both face the same way. But it does mean, particularly down at this end, things do get a bit tight. So there will be a sign here pointing to where to go to find things. And this side here, it's a bit tight as well. I was kind of restricted with space. I'm going to try not to fly through the ticket barriers. I also chose the low ceiling bit. That was smart, wasn't it? Yeah, we were restricted by space. And the reason we were restricted by space is because I needed to get this lift shaft in without fouling the track. So this side here and this one here are the problem. Because obviously this line here curves off in that direction. And these two here go straight. And obviously this curve... Hang on. Anyone who suffers from motion sickness, I do apologize. This curve here off to the right is less intense than this one here that curves in from the right. So yeah, we were limited a little bit with space, but I think I made the most of it. Okay, so what are we doing now then? First things first, I want to deck out the platforms completely. So I want to build all the track ballast, as it were, which is cobblestone slabs right now. They may get replaced in the future, but that's what they are right now. I also want to build some supports, because right now it is technically floating, and you can kind of see, not this end, this end. This is the style of support I'm going for. So it's mangrove logs with mossy cobblestone if it's in water, and if it's not in water, which this one actually technically is now, so I will replace it, it's going to be normal cobblestone. So let's quickly replace. Let's, oops. We'll get that one. We'll get that one. And we'll get that one. I think this is the best design. I think this looks cool. Might as well make all of these mossy, because they're all technically touching water. And over here, you, and you. That one there doesn't need to be. It might get swapped out in the future. But yeah, I like that. And also, actually not so much on this side, but over here, you'll see I've put some mossy cobblestone in front of this as well. And then over here, where it's not touching the water, although that's a bit of an overlap, so I am going to do that. It's just normal cobblestone. Also, this section here is going to get dug out and turned into the river. I'm going to reroute the river. If I go on the map, the river is actually going to come more this way now, and then it's going to turn under the railway there, and then it's actually going to head over this way, and it's going to pass under King's Bridge, which is either the railway bridge here, or it's going to be a road bridge that's going to be built next to it. And you can see why I chose this area, actually, because there's a lot of water, obviously. There's also lots of like little tributaries and things like that, and ignore the massive lake there. That's from an old mining project from Guard City. But yeah, there's lots of like little waterways that can be turned into canals and other little interesting features. The only blip really is this here, which is an absolutely massive body of water, which I think, because this is Water Hill Road here, I think both branches here are actually going to curve this way and go round it. And as for the underground line here, this was a temporary measure. I think the underground line is actually going to curve this way and head up along the bank of this river. And we're basically going to do what the navvies did back in the day. We're going to use the waterways as a guide and build things alongside them. Is that... oh no, they're mushrooms. I got excited then because I thought that was a village. I have no idea what that is. I did fly around a bit. I can't remember if I mentioned this last episode or not, but I did fly around a bit looking for other villages, and I could have sworn there was one in this direction before. I have a feeling it's more this way though. As you can see, I haven't found one. So, unless that's one. No. These look like buildings, but they're really not. And I actually don't know what that is. I think that's from an old mod as well that I used to have. One more thing before I start building. I am adding other mods to the save. If anyone has any suggestions for mods they would like to see and like to play with, feel free to suggest them. The best one I've been suggested recently is this one. I can't remember the name of it, which is not a good start. Let me see if I can get Discord up. I think it's called like Automobile or something like that. Automobile. Where is it? Bear with me 1 second. I'm just reading back through old comments. It's something like Automobile. Ultimate Car Mod, actually, I think it's called. There we go. There's one called Automobility, that's it, which I don't think works on this version. And then there's Ultimate Car Mod. This is Ultimate Car Mod, I believe. I like it. I think it looks cool. We're able to build cars. And the really cool thing is it's got different types of asphalt here as well. So when I get to building bus lines and things, that'll be really, really useful. So thank you, Master Trams, for suggesting that. Any other suggestions, feel free to let me know down below. Bear in mind that I'm playing on version 1.19.4. Apparently I can upgrade, but I kind of like this version right now, so I'm going to stick to it. And also, one more thing. Sorry, I will get building in a second, I promise. One more thing. I've been watching Tango Tech recently, and he had the Techtopia mod, which is really freaking cool, and it's absolutely perfect for what I want to do with this series. And just my luck, it's not compatible with the version of Minecraft I'm playing on. So, if anyone knows of anything similar that works on 1.19.4, please feel free to suggest it down below. Any kind of NPC builder mods or NPC villager mods or anything like that would be absolutely vital. Because I really want this city to feel lived in. But yeah, thank you for the suggestions in advance, if you do leave them, of course. If not, then that's a-okay too. Before I get hit by a train, I'm going to start building. Thank God that one turned that way. There is one coming in on this side, so I'm going to watch out. But yeah, we're going to get started any second now. And like I said, the first thing I want to do here is the bridge. And then I'm going to come back and talk very briefly about what the bridge looks like. And then we're going to go and start working on the station building itself, which is actually, despite the concourse below, the main building is going to go where those trees are over there. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so here we are then. Everything looks a little less floaty now. They're actually supported, or the bridge here is supported on a fair few pillars. I think they're 10 blocks apart here, although I think there's an 11 block gap at the end there, which is fine because the building can kind of hold it up anyway. Oh, I didn't put these cross pieces in. You can kind of see the structure of the bridge. There are some elements that still need to be added. For example, the cobblestone sections. Where are we? Here. And also, actually, this is fine. The platform's fine. But yeah, these bits here, just so that the track is actually sitting on the support rather than, again, floating in midair. I will add those in off camera, though, I think, because right now I've been recording for over an hour, and I would like to get onto the actual station itself. So now, with this bit done, I can actually give you a tour of what the station currently looks like, and then we can talk about what I would like to get out of this today. So, first of all, this bit here, I'm actually tempted to drop the floor down another tile, or another block, sorry, just so that the ceiling doesn't feel quite so low. But again, because it's a tertiary entrance, it's meant to feel a little bit, you know, like this was added afterwards kind of thing. But yeah, if we come up here to platform level, we've got these lovely little supports here now, which don't really serve any purpose other than they look aesthetically pleasing. If we follow the platform here, then we come to the end. The frame lag here is definitely real. I don't know what the... Wow, 12 FPS. It's because of the depot over there, all the trains parked. That's the reason why it's a bit naff. So I apologize for that. I should have mentioned that at the start of the video, actually. But yeah, maybe I will, because I haven't technically recorded the intro yet. But yeah, this is the concourse. Now, right now, it looks a little bit empty. This is E2, which is like the secondary entrance exit to this section. You got the lifts here on both sides. The lift access, or the lifts are double-sided, so you can see how they work. This here might end up being stairs or an escalator or something down to another level. Really tempted to make this an interchange station. I feel like it's big enough to be considered an interchange station. Same with Waterhill Road, whatever that name ends up being. Again, I feel like it's just a good candidate for a big station. Summerset Place technically as well, but you can't have every station be a massive interchange. Anyway, this is the section we're going to be focusing on. So you can see here, I believe this is 20 blocks to this point here, or actually, how many is it? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, it's 13. There we go. 13 blocks along. And then that side there is also 13. And then this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So we've got 13, 13, and 11. Now this bit here I think is just going to be a flat roof. And it's probably just going to go up as far as... maybe this tree trunk here. So like there, as a guide. And that's probably going to be, you know, ticket machines and things like that. I haven't decided yet. We'll find out in a little bit once I actually finish building. The rest, though, I've had an idea for a station in my head for a little while now. And it's something that you can't really do in OpenTTD because, you know, stations are pretty... representative, should we say, in OpenTTD. You can put something down and say, you know, that's the station building, but other than that, it doesn't add anything to the actual station design. Whereas here, you know, we can actually walk through this in 3D, so we get to experience what it's actually like. I'm just removing these trees as well, so I don't have to do it in the time lapse. I think people do get a little bit dizzy watching me spin around punching tree trunks. There we go. I think that will disappear in time. Yeah, the idea I've got is to have like an indoor tropical garden kind of thing, which we've kind of started here with this little lake. This is actually a little pond that already existed, but it wasn't connected to the water there or over there or over there. So I kind of just built these stairs around it. I will put some barriers across. So where these supports are here, I'll put fencing along there, and I'll put fencing along to a post probably here, and then along there, and then that'll just be wall anyway. So that'll all be walled in, and that'll all be fine. But I wanted to put some trees inside and see how they go. So actually, one thing I wanted to do, mangrove. Is that what a mangrove tree grows from? I guess so. Sure. I wanted to see how big a mangrove tree was, because it would be cool to be able to actually put one inside the station. And then, you know, that will become part of the design. But there's no point committing to that and then finding out that it's like 20 blocks tall, you know? Okay, we could work with this. We'll have to be a little bit clever with the design, but I think we could work with something like this. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to get rid of this one and put another one in. But yeah, I kind of like this. So we can have a mangrove in the center of the station and go from there, basically. So the plan is to build like a ticket office with ticket machines, maybe some queuing systems as well. Potentially room for, you know, like a taxi drop-off or a bus stop or something outside. And then maybe even start looking at where potential underground platforms would go as well, because I do like that idea. Now the line here, the underground line, won't be the same as the underground line that runs through Summerset Place, I don't think. I imagine it will be a different line, because again, these two stations are quite close together. And I was debating with this as well. You know, you can actually see, if I shoot up, Kingsbridge is just over there. So I didn't want to build this station so big that the exit is basically right next to Kingsbridge. Although saying that, it is further away than I remembered it being. So that's a good sign. But yeah, I just want to play around, see what I can come up with as a design. I want a nice big arched roof as well. So the roof there, that bit there, that's going to be the start of the roof, and it's going to go up higher, meet in the middle, and then down again on the other side. And we kind of have like a barrel arched roof heading off in that direction. I'm pointing with my hand and I realize you can't see me. But yeah, it's going to head off in that direction. If you think that this is the end of the ticket office section, we're probably going to go a little bit further out, almost to, if you imagine the water is going to carry on in that direction as well. So we're probably going to come out about the same. So this is 25 blocks along. So it's probably going to come out 25 blocks as well. I think that would be a good design, but we'll see. And it means we can put support pillars and things in the middle as well and make it look very nice and very lovely. Right, I think then, if there's nothing else to chat about, which I don't believe there is, I think I'm ready to clear out this area and start building ourselves a nice, massive station building. Okay, so after what feels like an eternity of clicks, here we are. This is the basic plan. So you can see everywhere there's a strip log, that's going to be a support pillar. Like I said before, this area here is going to be ticket office. It is probably going to extend, I think, actually this way. And that'll be where the counters would be, he says, with inverted commas. Again, you can't see me, so you don't know I'm saying that. This one in the middle here is not going to have a support. That's going to be up at the top there. The other ones, though, I kind of like the low design. Yeah, this whole thing here is going to be a barrel roof at that height and up. And then in here we've got room for potentially escalators that go down to underground platforms, or even just go down to underground passageways, buildings, that kind of thing. I haven't decided yet where the main entrance is going to go, but I'm tempted to build it on that side over there, maybe even in the corner. But I feel like there's going to be an entrance that way and an entrance that way, but we'll see. All I know is my wrist is on fire right now because I've been clicking non-stop, and we're still no real closer really to actually finishing this. There's quite a lot still that needs doing. This may end up getting split into two parts this episode. I don't know. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather try and finish things in a single episode if I can, but you know, I am only one person at the end of the day. I'm just deciding what sort of layout this ticket office is going to have. I don't think I want it to take up the whole section here. I think actually something like this would probably be a decent size. Like so. And then if we came across like this, and then I think the lower roof as well might actually work quite well. So remove that one, go up like that. Same thing here. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. The actual reason I came back from the time lapse was to show you what the main roof would look like, but I've gotten a little bit distracted building this one now. But there we are. This one will actually come up as well, which does affect the design of the section here, but I think again it's fine. There we go, and we'll pop a roof on it that I think is going to be like this, but we might build it at that height, possibly. And again, it's not glass. I want this room to be a little bit darker because again, it's just the ticket office, and we have a nice gradual slope sort of shape going on as well, which I think, I think is pretty good. Okay, there we are. That I think is all right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So if I remove all of this area here, that'll be floored and that'll be turned into ticket office. And I think the queue would fill this area here. Although saying that, like, this kind of gets in the way a little bit, doesn't it? So maybe this would be like a little staff room or something, and then that would be the ticket office. I don't know. Let's look at the roof. So I need to get the bits I need. So I need you, and I think, oh, I need planks as well. Mangrove planks. There we are. So I think it's gonna be a case of what is it going to be a case of? It would also be cool, actually, if I could get the glass. Yeah, these for the ends. I think that would look cool as well. So I think this came out like that. Oh, I also need actual planks. These ones. Right, try again. So we're going to put you there, you there, you there, you there. Excellent. So I think it's going to be a case of this, and then up one like that. Could that work? We could just then go with the generic roof shape. Oh, that's not right. That's not right at all. Oh, it's because that. There you go. See, I think that would look cool. I think that would work. And then when we get to the middle, we slope down again on the other side? Because thinking about it, it'll be a significant rise up to the middle there, and then a significant fall on the other side. It will be symmetrical, which isn't always a good thing. I do like to have some of my builds be asymmetrical, and I did do that Kingsbridge actually as an asymmetric design, which I think looks kind of cool. But yeah, this I think would work. And then if we build, oops, there we go, build this up like that. Yeah, it's a little too straight for my liking. So actually, let's see what else I can come up with. I'm thinking... Also, if you're wondering why it's dark, it's because I'm using the real-time mod, and I'm recording this at 8:30 in the evening. So it's not actually dark here, he says. Oh, it's getting dark here in the UK. It's not, you know, pitch black or anything, but yeah, it's getting to that stage. Let's do this. And, oh, there's a bat flying around there. Lovely. So let's say we did that. And we'll start it off gradually coming down like this. Nope. Like that. There we go. And then somewhere... Actually, maybe if we start at the bottom, this might be easier. We'll come back to that in a sec. If we start again here, and if we did that, and then... Oh man, I'm trying to think about this. So I kind of want it to start almost vertically and then curve into the shape, and then gradually flatten out by the time it reaches the top. That I think would be a better design. But it's a case of how do you actually build that. Also, why are these leaves still here? Is there some wood? Ah, there's some wood, I forgot. Yeah, I need to get the tree chopper mod. The one where you get the axe and just hit the bottom bit of the trunk and it removes everything. Because that would be lovely right about now. Because I'm fed up of like searching for tree trunks everywhere. So I think... I wanted an overlap, but I don't think an overlap is going to work with this design that I have had in mind now. So I think it's going to be more like this. And then like this. But even then, it's going to be more like that, I think. And then here, it's going to start coming round. So it's going to be like 1 and a bit rather than 2, which it is there. And then here, it's going to be another 1 and a bit. So it's going to be, I guess, that. Except like that. Which then actually bugs me because that's now not right. So it's going to be that, that, that. There you go. That's 1.5. And then it's going to be 1.5 again, but it's going to be 1.5 off of this. So it's this and that. And then it's going to be just 1, which is not that. That. Oh, for good's sake. That. There we go. And then it's going to be 1 again, which is just that. Now I'm miles away from where I actually want to be. But that's fine, because we can plateau it a bit more. So that's going to go up just by half. There we go. And then you're going to go up by half. There we go. And then you're going to go up by half again. Which I guess is actually going to be... Let's just build this across like this. So half again is that. And then we can remove that and it's going to look like that. And then here we can just go straight across until we reach this bit. How does that look? Less rubbish, but still rubbish. I think here we can go up again. I think that's a good shape. For now, that's a good shape. And then we just got to replicate this on the other side. So it's going to be 2 across like this. And then it's going to be down like that. And again, it's 2 across. And then it's the 1. And then it's 2 lots of 1. So that's 1 lot of 1. That's the second lot of 1. Yep, and then it's just 1, which is this. And then it's another 1. Like that. Then it's a 1.5, which looks something like this. And I believe it's another 1.5. Okay, hang on. There we go, like this. And then a 1 and a 1. And that should apparently take us to the end, but it doesn't appear to be. I feel like I've miscounted. So it's 2, 2. In fact, already that doesn't look symmetrical, does it? I think this is actually an even number of blocks here, and I think I've miscounted somewhat. Which is slightly irritating, considering everything has been built off that basis, but never mind. I guess to make up for that, I could take this one in, or I could just make this one wider in across the board here, which I think is what I'm actually going to do, because why not? Get rid of that, get rid of that, replace with that, get rid of that, get rid of that one, get rid of that one, whoops, get rid of that one, and replace with this. Or was it that one? That's the one I needed to get rid of. Yeah, and then these two like that. Sure. So now we're at wait, have I actually extended this or have I not? Oh no, yeah, I have. It's this one here that's wrong. You need to be extended by 1. You need to be shortened by 1. There we go. And then you need to be removed. You can go there. You need to be removed, and you need to be removed, and you go there. That's still not right. This one. So let's do this, and then let's do that. Sure. And then here it's that and that. That and that. Does that look right now? So it's along 1, 2, yeah, down, down, and then down 1, down 1, down 1.5, down 1.5, and now it should be a drop of. Should be a drop of 2, but actually I don't think it is a drop of 2, is it? Does that make 2? 1, 2. Oh yeah, that does make 2. That does make 2. Who knew? And this is technically a 2.5. So maybe now if I built this end, 1, 2.5, and then here did that and that, and then removed that one. Okay, that is the roof design. And if I do my maths here, so this number here is 206 minus 206, but 206. And this one over here is 231, which is 25. Last I checked. And yet that seems to be an even number right there. You can see quite clearly that is an even number. So something's not right, but yeah. Anyway, let's do this. And then I'm going to time lapse the roof build. And then I think we're going to have a conversation about what we're going to do, because this episode is going on for quite some time. So it might be a case of we finish it off camera. So I did put the poll. And people did vote for how they wanted these episodes to be formatted. The general consensus actually was build it as a time lapse, but then some people also suggested a bit of both, which is kind of what this is ending up being, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the roof shape there. I'm going to time lapse me building the rest of this, because I think that would be the best way to do it. And then from that, we are going to have a chat about whether we're going to wrap up the episode there, or whether we're going to at least fit out some of the flooring and things like that. So bear with me. I'll be back again in just a second. Okay, everyone. Bit of an unpopular decision this, I'm sure, but I think I'm actually going to wrap this video up here. Reason being, this roof is taking forever. But you can see a rough idea. Let me just get a notification on my screen. There you go. You can see a rough idea as to what it's going to look like when it's done. So we got the main support on the side here, and then a lovely arched roof up to the top. There is another support that runs across the middle here, and then it will run down the other side and it will connect up with this post here. And then yeah, we're gonna have the arch on the other side too. Now there is a mod. I'm sure people are going to say I told you so when I mentioned this, but there is a mod called World Edit that allows me to copy and paste these sorts of structures. I'm tempted. I'll be honest, I am tempted. Because this is a pain, trying to do all this by hand. There will be rules in place for people who come on as patrons, of course. So, you know, don't build through other people's builds is going to be the main one. And there may even be restrictions as to what sort of things people can and can't use when it comes to World Edit and things like that. But yeah, I think it is actually going to be a useful mod, purely because structures like this I hadn't really considered when I started this series, but you can just see the sheer size of it now. And this isn't even the biggest station I'm planning on building. You know, there's going to be the main central station here in Summerset that's going to be absolutely massive. We're talking like, you know, at least 10 platforms on one line, maybe even, you know, another 5 or 6 somewhere else. I was planning on building the central station based off Berlin Hauptbahnhof. So if you know how big that is, imagine that, but in Minecraft. So yeah, I think that will do it for this episode. Between episodes then, I am going to fit out the rest of the roof. I may even start doing things like placing the floor in here, and possibly coming into this section as well and having a look at the ticket office here and seeing what I can do. And maybe even ticket barriers as well, because I think the idea is going to be to put the ticket barriers along here for the light rail, with the barriers in place here as well, of course. And then if we do build metro platforms underneath here, they'll have their own dedicated barrier line as well. Although possibly it'll be you go through barriers and then double back, and then here would be the escalators that go down. I don't know. That seems like a good idea. One thing I do want is a big atrium space here if we do have underground platforms to let natural light in. So I don't know how many underground platforms we have, whether it's just a pair of lines, one either side of an island platform, or whether it goes down again, in which case we may have to make the top level here even wider to allow more light to go through. I don't know. The main thing is this episode is coming to its end, so I still need to record the intro to this episode as well, I've just realised, so that would be me straight after this. But yeah, thank you very much everybody for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop those comments down below with ideas for future episodes, and if you've got those mod suggestions that I asked for earlier as well, feel free to suggest those. That'd be very much appreciated. Otherwise, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and until next time, I will see you soon.